Jai Sitaram. Ayodhya Ch, chapter 12. We are going through Dasaratha's viewpoints as to why Rama should stay in the palace as opposed to go off to the forest. In the last section, we saw that King Dasaratha tells Kaikeyi that he did not announce the fact that Rama is going to be the heir apparent whimsically. It was after the sanction of priests and sages and ministers and other kings that Dasaratha came to this decision. And now what are they going to ask? That because of Kaikeyi, Rama was sent off to the forest instead of being crowned the king? What is Kaushalya going to say? Kaushalya has not been treated by Dasaratha at all for the fear of displeasing Kaikeyi, but she has ever been a very strong and sweet presence in his life and has treated him with a lot of love and affection. So what is she going to say? And what about Sumitra? If Rama, the favorite son of the king, has to go to the forest because Kaikeyi orders that to happen, then won't Sumitra think what is going to happen to her and her two sons? Now we will see King Dasaratha take another very beautiful topic. Verse 72. Kripanam bata vaidehi shroshyati dvayam apriyam mam cha panchatvam apannam ramam cha vanamashritam. Alas, the words, Dasaratha is dead, Rama is banished to the forests, would fall upon the ears of Vaidehi simultaneously like a bolt from the blue. Verse 73. Vaidehi bata me pranan sochanti kshapayishyati hina himavataha parshave kinnare nara kinnara. Deprived of her husband and myself, she will seek swift refuge in death, even as a faithful Kinnara lady of the Himalayas, torn from the arms of her mate. So, right now, he's talking about Mother Sita. So, in verse number 72, he says that Sita, what is going to happen to her when she thinks about two things? First one is that he himself is dead, and the second one is that Rama has to go off into the forest. So these are the two things that are going to be very displeasing to Mother Sita. It is very interesting for us to note that we have not seen Dasaratha point out that he is going to die in relationship with some other bhakta of Lord Rama. He mentions that very first time only with Mother Sita. He did not say that with Kaushalya or Sumitra. He did not say that when he was talking about the various other kings who supported the decision of crowning Rama. But he mentions this only when Mother Sita's name is specified. And then in the 73rd verse, he also says that bereft of both of them, Sita too will die, just as how a Kinnara lady of the Himalayas will die when she is not within the arms of her mate. Why is Sita Ma given this particular importance? Because Sita Ma comes under a totally different category than all the other bhaktas. Sita is one who's closest to Lord Rama. So Rama loves Sita very much. But Sita Ma, being the mother of this entire universe, she helps bring bhaktas closer to the Lord. This is why right now it's mentioned that Sita is also going to be affected when something goes wrong with Dasaratha. It's not just that Rama has to go off to the forest, all of these people are going to be affected. No. Till now, that was the point that Dasaratha had made. But then now he's saying that if Rama goes off to the forest, I am certain to die. Then what is going to happen to Sita? She will not be able to bear these two apriyam or unpleasant news. It's mentioned, Vaidehi Shroshayati Dvayam apriyam. What is going to happen to her when she listens to two definitely unpleasant news? She herself is going to die. So that means that Kaikeyi will not only kill her own husband, but she will also kill the oldest daughter-in-law of the Ikshvaku dynasty. She will also kill her own daughter-in-law. That is also not correct. So we are getting to see that Dasaratha proves systematically that Kaikeyi is failing in multiple dharmas. Dharmas as a wife, as a co-wife to Kaushalya and Sumitra, as a queen, what is going to happen to the other Ayodhya Vasis, what is going to happen to Bharata because she is not being a good mother, she's definitely not a good wife, what is happening as a mother-in-law, she's definitely not a good one over there as well. So in multiple three dharmas, she is failing because of her obstinacy and her firm resolve to send Rama off to the forest. But it is very important for us to note over here is that Sita Ma loves Rama's bhaktas very much. That's why she is going to be affected if something were to happen to Rama's bhaktas. That is the takeaway, the key takeaway from these two verses. Verse 74. Nahi Ramam aham drishtva pravasantam mahavane chiram jivitum ashumse rudatim chapi maithilim. And do you expect me to survive the shock of Rama's banishment and Sita's hopeless despair? So over here, Dasaratha is talking about how much he loves Sita. Sita is going to lament the separation from Rama, and that itself is unbearable that he's going to die. But in the previous verse, he says that Sita will not be able to withstand two things, Rama's separation and his death. And over here, he's saying that he cannot stand Sita's lamentations for being separated from Rama, and so he is going to die. So this is a very beautiful relationship between Mother Sita and Sri Rama's bhaktas. So Sita Ma, being the amazing mother that she is, will always make sure that the bhaktas are comfortable, and great, highly elevated devotees are also aware of how much the mother, Sita Ma, loves them as well. Verse 75. Sa nunam vidhava rajyam saputra karayashyasi nahi pravajite rame devi jivitum utsahe. Rama and I will both begin our journeys at the same moment, he to the gloomy forests and I to the halls of death. You would look well in your widow's weeds, holding undisputed sway over this happy realm. What an absurdity to even dream that I could see Rama leave my side and yet live. So he emphasizes yet again that he will not survive the separation from Rama. Na jivitum, na utsahehi jivitum. I have no desire to live without Rama. Nahi pravajite rami devi jivitam utsahe. Once Rama goes off into the exile, there is no desire for me to live. Because I'm alive only because I can see my Rama. Once Rama goes away, I have no desire to live. So Kaikeyi is going to become a widow and let her enjoy the kingdom along with her son. Sa putra. But she is going to become a vidava. Over here, Dasaratha is foretelling his own death at the separation from Lord Rama. And he is asking Kaikeyi, Is everything worth it? Is it worth it to see herself in the widow's robes, deprived of a husband and having a son, only to rule a kingdom under the lamentations of so many people? Is it completely worth it? Verse 76. Satim tvam aham atyantam vyavasyami asatim satim rupinim vishasamyuktam pitveva madiram naraha. As a glutton who, deceived by its golden glitter, quaffs with zest the poisoned cup and writhes in agony later on, I took you to wife, deceived by your fatal beauty, into the belief that you were a model of virtue and wifely devotion. And now that a chance has offered itself, you have boldly thrown off the disguise and shown yourself in your native wickedness of heart and faithlessness of purpose. Verse 77. Anriter bahu mam sanvaihi santvayanti sma bhashase gitaschat bena samruddhya lubdho mrigam ivavadhihi. Your insidious flattery enslaved my heart and made me over to you bound hand and foot. I know that it will not be long before you sacrifice my life to your dark ambition, even as a cruel hunter who snares the unwary feet of the deer by his fatal music. So in these two verses, King Dasaratha talks about himself and Kaikeyi. He talks about how Kaikeyi was treacherous, how she deceived him of her true nature. And he also describes that Dasaratha himself is very gullible. So he thought that this was a very beautiful golden cup and he was drinking it, but it actually turned out to be poison. Because Kaikeyi is also very beautiful, but what was inside her is actually poison. And now he is writhing in agony. And similarly, in the next analogy, he mentions that a hunter ensnares a deer with very beautiful melodious sounds, Geet Shabdena. With beautiful sounds, the hunter entices the deer. Like that, Kaikeyi used to speak very untruthful, gentle words and entrap the king into promising to fulfill her two boons. Verse 78. Anarya iti mamaryaha putra vikrayikam dhruvam dhikka rishyanti ratyasu surapam brahmanam yatha. A saintly brahmana who has suddenly taken to drink would not be a greater object of abhorrence to men than Dasaratha, who sold his eldest son into bondage to please a woman's caprice. Every righteous man in this kingdom would point the finger of scorn at me, and that all justly. So Dasaratha talks about how people are going to reproach him, point their fingers of scorn at him, just as how a brahmana were to drink wine, which is not exactly allowed. A brahmana is supposed to be very sattvic, and they're not supposed to drink wine or eat meat and things like that. So just as how people will reproach a person, a brahmana who drinks wine, like that people will reproach Dasaratha because he sent away his most righteous son into the forest. And Dasaratha says, Araha, that means venerable people, on Ratyasu, on the streets, Dhik Arishyanti. They will say, Dhik, oh, reproachful. And Putra Vikrayikam, the one who has sold away his son, that Anarya, that I am Anarya, I'm not noble anymore. Just as how Brahmanam yatha surapan, just as how a Brahmana drinks wine. This is certain, or it is dhruvam. This is what King Dasaratha says. And has spoken about how he was deceived by Queen Kaikeyi, and now he talks about what that impact is going to be to himself. That people, instead of lauding him to the skies for the wonderful king that he is, are now going to reproach him, and they're going to say, "Dhik," or "It is not at all correct what he did for sending Rama away to the forest." Let us continue in this train in the next section as well. Jai Sitaram.